This week, the justices have heard oral arguments on a variety of cases, and one of the most important involves cake. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard this, I thought, finally, the Supreme Court will crack down on the biggest fraud of all, red velvet cake. Which is not a real thing, people. Red velvet is not a real thing. It's just fake chocolate cake that has been dyed red. Yeah, it's not a real thing. Like, it's obvious, red velvet is not a flavor, it's a lifestyle. You can't just add some color and then say that it's something else. Red velvet is basically like the Rachel Dolezal of cakes. That's not how it works. But as it turns out, this case, known as the Masterpiece Cake Shop, is about more than just desserts.
When David Mullins and Charlie Craig of Denver wanted a cake to celebrate their wedding, they went to Masterpiece Cake.
All right. What do you need then?
But the owner, Jack Phillips, told them no because gay weddings are against his religious beliefs.
We were just so embarrassed and we felt rejected.
He simply turned us away just because of who we are instead of what we asked for.
Yeah, dude. What the hell is wrong with this baker? This couple just wanted a cake, right? It's not like they asked him to lick it off them. And now look, for me, this case is simple. If you sell wedding cakes and a gay couple wants one, then you sell them a wedding cake. It's simple, it's done. Although, I have to admit, the cake maker and his cake lawyers have an argument that is worth hearing.
He says his cakes are works of art and that requiring him to bake them for same-sex weddings would violate his freedom of speech.
I serve everybody that comes in. Gay, straight, Catholic, Muslim, atheist. I welcome everybody into my shop. I just don't create cakes for every event that's presented to me. I respectfully decline to create a custom cake that would celebrate a view of marriage in direct conflict with my faith's core teachings.
In terms of the Constitution, it seems like the baker's chosen a strong argument, because his main point is that no one can legally be forced to say something that they don't believe in, aka the First Amendment. So the question is, and this is the question the Supreme Court has to decide, is can the government force you to create art that celebrates something that you despise? And I don't know how I feel about that, I won't lie. Because what if the court says yes? Does that mean that the KKK can offer to pay me to do a comedy gig for them and then I have to do it? Because how much are they paying? And do they use Venmo? This is all I want to know. Yeah. My first joke, have you guys seen Boys in the Hood? All right, let's move on. And by the way, that raises another question. Can a cake qualify as artistic expression? And the court is torn because Justice Sotomayor said the primary purpose of a food of any kind is to be eaten. Yeah. Did you hear that, teenage boys watching this right now? The primary purpose of food is to be eaten. I see what you're doing to that donut. It is very wrong. Yeah. You can't throw it like a frisbee. Come on, what are they doing? Wait, what were you guys thinking? But the baker's argument is that wedding cakes can be artistic expression because a wedding cake is less a food than a symbol of the union, right? Justice Gorsuch even said, and this is real, he said, I have yet to have a wedding cake that I would say tastes great. Yeah. Justice Gorsuch is a conservative on the court and a bitch at a wedding. Yeah, Gorsuch is coming for all your vendors. Just walking around like these table settings might as well be Roe v. Wade because they were a mistake. Look, the truth is, a cake can be a symbol. A great example of this is President Trump's inauguration cake, right? Remember that cake? It wasn't a real cake. It was a styrofoam prop with just one slice of actual cake that they could cut. So you know that that cake was artistic expression because it definitely wasn't food. So, is this cake case about the right to equal treatment, or is it about freedom of expression? Well, as it stands, the Supreme Court seems split, with Justice Kennedy likely being the deciding vote. That's where it stands. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, why is this going to the Supreme Court? Can't we just get Cake Boss to decide? Yeah? No, I mean, why did we elect him if we're not going to use him, people? And now look, I'm not on the Supreme Court, but that doesn't mean I can't help, because there is a gay couple that a baker didn't want to give a cake to. And we at The Daily Show happen to have a cake that no one seems to want. It's Donald Trump's actual inauguration cake. Yeah. We still have the cake. We still have the actual cake that we were talking about. We've had it for almost a year now because no one wants it. And just like his presidency, it has not aged well, as you can see.